Check out this huge boxcar. Hi, I'm Dan Cortopassi, and today I'm reviewing a Thrall 86-foot boxcar from Class 1 Model Works. My car is decorated for Chicago Northwestern in Zito Yellow with silver doors and black ends. The theoretical MSRP for this model is $72.99. I got my car for $65.99 direct from Class 1 Model Works in October 2024. We'll start the model at 100 possible points. The car comes in a cardboard box with a top that can be folded to reveal a clear plastic window. Inside, a two-piece plastic cradle protects the model. The car is wrapped in a thin plastic film to protect the finish. Underneath the car, there's a small plastic bag with spare end caps for the axles. This is a good box that should protect the model for storage and transport. According to the Class 1 Model Works website, Thrall built 86-foot boxcars like this one between 1964 and 1973. They were designed to haul auto parts. My car is the 4-door variant. Thrall also built versions with 8 doors with 2 openings per side instead of the single center opening as on this car. This particular car is in CNW Zito Yellow and has a date stencil of November 1983, so it presumably represents a car that was shopped and repainted at that time. I wasn't able to find any photos of this particular car or one like it in this paint scheme, though I did find some photos of similar cars in different CNW schemes. As far as I can tell, the details are spot on. I'm going to give Class 1 the benefit of the doubt on the paint scheme, as they seem like a company that does its homework in that regard. Class 1 also offers this car in a different CNW scheme with yellow doors, and I did find photos of cars that look like that online. The paint on the car is opaque and thin enough not to obscure fine details. The markings are crisp and free of voids. All the tiny writing is legible. It may take magnification to see it. The separations between the colors are mostly sharp. There's a tiny amount of overspray where the black meets the yellow on the ends of the car near the stirrups in a couple places. I'm going to put a bookmark on this one. More on that in a bit. Some weathering would help to hide this. The sides have a lot of separately applied details, including end ladders, vertical rods on the doors, door latches, and door tracks. Be careful with the lower door tracks when handling the car as they look delicate. The trucks have rotating axle end caps, and the wheel faces are painted. This is a nice touch, though the paint is glossy and looks slightly metallic, more like copper than a dirty train wheel. Some weathering would help here too. On the ends, the car has wire grab irons and photo-etched crossover platforms. The platforms are tilted up on my model instead of being flat. I'll put a bookmark in this one too. The car has uncoupling levers, though on my model they're misaligned. The one on the B end is upside down. Another bookmark. The hoses are flexible and look like they might endure getting bumped. On top, the car has nice rib detail. The paint reproduces the overspray pattern found on a lot of modern boxcar roofs. Underneath, the car has nice rib and center sill detail. The brake components look good overall, but a lot of the plumbing is done in plastic. On my car, these are warped pretty badly. Since these are under the car, they're not that visible when the car is on the track. Still, this issue, combined with the overspray, tilted end platforms, and misaligned uncoupling levers, adds up to a 5-point deduction for quality. The car has metal knuckle couplers on both ends. Looking for a match on the horizontal center line, the coupler on the A end of the car is high, so I'm taking 5 points. The coupler on the B end is also high. All the wheels are engaged according to the NMRA standards gauge. The car wobbles pretty severely, meaning that the body keeps moving side to side after the wheels have settled onto the track, so I'm taking 5 points. The car weighs 8 ounces even, 1 ounce over the NMRA recommended weight for a car of this length. Personally, I like cars a little heavier as I think they track better. The model is reasonably free rolling. I'm testing the car on Kato 550mm curves, which are equivalent to a 21 5/8 inch radius. The car works, but the overhang on the ends is extreme. Long cars like this work and look better on broader curves. Since it's my preference, I'm going to replace the stock couplers with KDs. I'll start by unscrewing the draft gearbox lids. So yay, we have yet another weird draft gearbox design. This one actually is strange because the lid stays in place, but the rest of the box comes out when you remove the screw. KD156 long shank whisker couplers are about the same length as the couplers that came with the car, so I'm going to use those. After removing the original coupler and spring, the whisker couplers fit in the draft gearbox pretty well. It's always good to check that the new couplers swing side to side like they're supposed to. So it looks like I lucked out on this car and the couplers are at the exact right height now. Let's see if we can do something about the wobble. I'm I'm going to remove one of the trucks, take a look. This has nothing to do with the wobble, but I thought it was kind of interesting. The bolster holes in the trucks have a keyed design, so they only fit on one way. That's something I haven't seen before. I'm not really sure why they did that, as far as I can tell, the truck is symmetrical, so it shouldn't really matter if you put it on backwards or forwards. It would look the same. But in any case, that's an interesting feature. I think what's going on is that this post that goes down through the hole in the truck is a little too long to allow the screw to fully clamp it. So the solution to that is to file a little material from it. This is just plastic, so it shouldn't take that long. After filing a little bit, you can kind of see the key design on this too. So this little tab fits in the slot in the hole in the truck. While filing also, you have to be careful with these little details that stick down from the sides of the car. I don't want to get rid of those. I need to take just a little more material off of here after some trial and error. I'm using my fingers to stabilize the file and keep it flat so that I don't file too much and hopefully don't hit those little parts. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now the car stops wobbling when the wheels stop moving. You only want to do this on one end because the other end should be free to move side to side in case there's any uneven track work. For the platforms, I'm just going to try bending it down. Oops, and that broke it off. Okay, that didn't work. I used some CA and glued this back on in the proper position, and it seems to be good now. The one on the other end wasn't tilted as much, and I was able to bend that one successfully. I'm using some small needle nose pliers to straighten out the uncoupling levers. The upside down uncoupling lever on the B end was a little harder to fix, and I had to fuss with it off camera for a while, but I did manage to get it back in the proper position without breaking anything. I don't really see a good way to fix the crooked plumbing, so I'm just going to leave it since it's under the car, and I'm going to call this one done. So that's about it. This car is now fixed and ready for service. This car is actually a foot long. You know, in real world terms, it's 12 inches long, so that's actually pretty impressive for HO scale. I have some O scale freight cars in our game room that are like 40 footers, and they're about the same size. So it's definitely a big model for HO. I think, you know, having a train of these going over my Donner layout would be pretty cool. I do have some other 86 footers, some from Tangent and different things. Plus I have some 60 foot high cube auto parts cars. So I think, you know, running an auto parts train over my Donner layout will be something that happens eventually. I don't know if that was, you know, something that SP was actually doing in the 90s, but I'm going to do it on the layout anyway. Why not? Having said that, this is a car that I bought before I did my inventory, and I have like over 200 boxcars, just boxcars. So I probably am not going to be buying a lot of boxcars and doing boxcar reviews from now on. You know, I may do some, but it's going to have to be something I really, really want, like something that I don't have anything equivalent to, or that's in a railroad I just absolutely must have, or something like that. But I definitely don't need to keep buying cars just to expand the fleet. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. I think it's overall a pretty good car, even though it has a few little issues. You know, they weren't too hard to fix, so I think it's overall a pretty good model. Let's see what we've got. The car had a number of minor quality issues, so I took 5 points in the paint and detail category. Both couplers were at the wrong height and the car wobbled, so I took 15 points in the standards and operation category. That leaves us with 80 out of 100 possible points, which earns a B-. This is overall a pretty good model, and it deserves a green signal. Despite having some minor flaws, I think Class 1 did a good job on this model. If you're looking for an 86-foot boxcar for your HO scale layout, then I think you might like it. If you like this video, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.